Ladies and gentlemen, there's a woman you may not always notice. She walks alone, often in silence, yet there's a power in her presence. She's not a victim of her circumstances, she is a force. Her strength lies not in the absence of struggles, but in her ability to stand tall through them. You see, when a woman walks alone, she chooses independence, not because she must, but because she wants to. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of a woman who understands that her value is not determined by the company she keeps, but by the strength within her. She knows that she doesn't need validation from anyone else to be complete. She's faced challenges, no doubt. Life throws its punches, and sometimes it feels like the world is trying to knock her down. But let me tell you something about the woman who walks alone. She doesn't break. She bends, but she never snaps. With every setback, she finds the strength to rise again. Every disappointment, every failure becomes fuel for the fire in her soul. She doesn't let adversity define her. She takes it, learns from it, and uses it to become even stronger. Solitude has a way of speaking truths that noise can never reach. When a woman walks alone, she's not just walking physically. She's reflecting, she's growing, she's learning who she truly is. It's in those quiet moments of solitude where wisdom blooms. She discovers the power in silence, the courage in her own heart. She learns that the voice she hears when no one else is around is the one that matters most. And when she trusts that voice, there's no force in this world that can shake her. But it's not easy. There's fear, fear of the unknown, fear of walking down a path that's unfamiliar, fear of standing out when everyone else is in the crowd. But you know what? That fear doesn't stop her. She embraces it. She understands that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to step into it, to keep moving forward even when the road ahead seems uncertain. And every step she takes in the face of that fear becomes a testament to her strength. Self-sufficiency is a form of power. The woman who walks alone is not waiting for someone to rescue her, to pick her up when she falls. She's already standing, she's already made it through the storms, and she knows that if she falls, she has the strength to rise on her own. She doesn't need someone to carry her. She is her own foundation. And she knows that as long as she's standing, nothing can take her down. And here's the truth. The woman who walks alone is constantly discovering new parts of herself. She's evolving, always becoming. She's pushing the limits of what she thought possible. She is rewriting the story of her life with every decision, every step. She's not afraid to walk that journey because she knows that along the way, she's becoming the best version of herself, the version that only she could create. So when you see a woman walking alone, don't feel sorry for her. Celebrate her. Appreciate the strength she carries. Because the woman who walks alone is the one who knows what it means to truly stand. And that, my friends, is a strength that cannot be measured. A woman who walks alone does so not because she has no choice, but because she embraces the power of independence. There is something profound in a woman who stands on her own, who faces the world with nothing but her own courage to guide her. Independence is not a state of being alone. It is a declaration that she is fully capable of creating her own path, setting her own course, and navigating the journey without waiting for permission or validation from others. The strength lies not in her solitude, but in her ability to own her space in the world, regardless of how others might perceive her. When a woman walks alone, she makes a choice. She chooses not to be defined by the expectations of society or the limitations others might place on her. She knows that true power comes from within, and she refuses to wait for others to recognize her worth. Her independence is an act of self-empowerment, a refusal to settle for anything less than what she deserves. She understands that her happiness, her success, her purpose are not dependent on anyone else. She can stand tall, shoulders back, head held high, because she knows that her strength is self-sustaining. The world often looks at women who walk alone with pity, as if something is missing. But what the world doesn't see is the incredible strength that comes with walking alone. This woman has learned to rely on herself, to trust her intuition, to make decisions that are true to her heart. She does not seek external validation because she already knows who she is. Her strength lies in the confidence she carries, the ability to move forward without needing to be told that she's on the right path. She's not waiting for someone to complete her. She is already whole. And it is this sense of inner completeness that gives her the freedom to walk alone with pride, To walk alone is to take responsibility for one's own life. It means not relying on others to provide the answers or to carry the burden. It is the understanding that one can stand tall, take risks, and make mistakes, knowing that whatever the outcome, it will be her own doing. This choice is not a surrender, but an embrace of the power that comes from taking full ownership of her journey. When a woman walks alone, she walks with the knowledge that she is fully capable of handling whatever life throws her way, and in doing so, she becomes a beacon of strength for others to see. She is proof that independence is not about being isolated, but about being strong enough to face the world on her terms. The journey of a woman who walks alone is never without its obstacles. She faces challenges that might make others hesitate or doubt their own ability to continue. But what sets her apart is her resilience. The ability to bounce back, to persevere, and to keep moving forward no matter how heavy the weight on her shoulders. Life does not hand out easy roads, and yet, it is in these very moments of hardship that she finds her true strength. Every hardship, every trial, every setback becomes an opportunity for her to rise, to prove to herself that she is unbreakable. When others might crumble, she stands tall, eyes fixed on the horizon, knowing that this challenge too shall pass. Adversity for the woman who walks alone is not a signal to retreat. It's an invitation to grow. She has learned that pain and difficulty are not permanent, but the lessons they offer can shape her into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable. It is through facing adversity that she discovers parts of herself she didn't know existed, reserves of strength, determination, and perseverance that only reveal themselves when the stakes are high. She does not let the darkness define her. She uses it as fuel to light her way. The very struggles that may seem to weigh her down become the tools she uses to build the life she desires. In fact, each challenge she overcomes becomes a mark of pride, a reminder of her resilience. The weight of the world may fall upon her, but she has an uncanny ability to carry it, even if it means taking one step at a time. There's a deep understanding that while she may not be able to control every circumstance, she can control her response, and her response is to keep going. She doesn't bow to defeat, she bows to the lessons learned and the strength gained from pushing through. It's not easy, and it's not glamorous. There are moments of exhaustion, of frustration, and yes, of fear. But what sets the woman who walks alone apart is her refusal to allow these moments to define her. She understands that every obstacle, every setback is temporary, and with each challenge, she only becomes more powerful. It is not the absence of obstacles that defines her strength, but her unyielding resolve to face them head on, to turn every difficulty into a stepping stone, and to rise each time life knocks her down. She is not a victim of her circumstances. She is a conqueror, and she knows that the battle is never over as long as she is standing. When a woman walks alone, there is a unique space she enters, a space of solitude that brings with it the gift of reflection and deep self-discovery. In the quiet, away from the noise of the world, she is able to hear her own thoughts, to connect with the deepest parts of herself. Solitude allows her to reflect on the choices she's made, the path she's walked, and the lessons life has taught her. In these moments, she is not distracted by the expectations of others or the pressures of society. She is fully in tune with who she is, free to explore the depths of her mind and soul. It is through this reflection that wisdom blooms, and the woman who walks alone is able to sharpen her clarity of purpose. While the world around her may be filled with chaos and external noise, it is in her solitude that she can hear the most important voice, her own. This voice becomes a guide, a compass that helps her navigate the complexities of life. Without the need for external validation, she learns to trust her instincts, to listen to the subtle whispers of her inner wisdom. She knows that in moments of doubt, she can rely on this voice to lead her in the right direction, even when the path ahead is unclear. The woman who walks alone is not afraid to be alone with her thoughts, because she understands that this is where the greatest truths lie. In solitude, she is able to see herself clearly, without the distortion of others' opinions, and this clarity becomes the foundation for her strength. This space also allows her to redefine what success means to her. Without being swayed by the external pressures of what society expects, she has the freedom to create her own definition of fulfillment. It's not about living up to anyone else's standards. It's about living in alignment with her own values, desires, and dreams. The woman who walks alone does not look outward for approval, because she has already found validation within. She is not afraid to walk a path that others may not understand, because in her solitude she has found the confidence to chart her own course. Solitude also fosters personal growth. With no distractions or expectations pulling at her, she can focus entirely on her own development. She takes the time to heal from past wounds, to confront her fears, and to explore her potential. The woman who walks alone becomes more in tune with the person she is becoming, not only because she has the time to reflect, but because she has given herself permission to grow without the pressure of being perfect or having everything figured out. She knows that growth is a journey, and solitude is the fertile ground in which that growth takes root. Through this process, wisdom emerges in ways that are often impossible to attain when surrounded by noise and distraction. The woman who walks alone learns that strength comes from understanding who she is at her core, not from what others say about her or how they define her. This inner wisdom becomes her superpower, guiding her through the uncertainties of life, providing her with the courage to make difficult decisions, and enabling her to embrace the future with a clear and confident heart. When a woman walks alone, there is an undeniable presence of fear that often shadows her every step. Fear of the unknown, fear of facing the challenges that lie ahead, fear of being misunderstood or judged by those who don't walk the same path. Fear is an ever-present companion on the journey of solitude. Yet what is remarkable about the woman who walks alone is not the absence of fear, but her ability to acknowledge it and still move forward. Fear does not paralyze her. It empowers her to rise above the uncertainty and continue onward, one courageous step at a time. The courage that she demonstrates is not the absence of apprehension. It is the conscious decision to act despite it. She understands that fear is natural, that it's a human emotion that doesn't simply disappear because we wish it to. However, she also knows that fear is not the enemy, it's a signal. It's a sign that she's on the edge of something new, something worth pursuing. It's a reminder that she is growing, stretching beyond the boundaries of her comfort zone. Rather than being paralyzed by it, she faces fear head-on, allowing it to fuel her determination instead of suppressing her spirit. In moments of uncertainty, when the road ahead feels unclear, it takes immense bravery to keep moving forward. But the woman who walks alone has an unshakable belief in herself. She knows that the only way through fear is to walk right into it. With every step she takes, she builds her courage, proving to herself that she can face whatever comes her way. It is in those difficult, fearful moments that she grows stronger. Every decision to move forward in the face of fear becomes a victory, a reminder that she is capable of handling whatever life may throw at her. The fear of failure is also a constant companion on this journey. The woman who walks alone is fully aware that there may be moments when she stumbles, when things don't go as planned, when she faces defeat. Yet she chooses to see failure not as a stopping point, but as an opportunity for growth. She embraces failure as part of the journey, understanding that mistakes are not signs of weakness, but stepping stones to success. It is through the willingness to fail that she finds the strength to keep going, knowing that every failure teaches her something invaluable about herself and the world around her. The courage to walk alone also comes from an inner conviction. She doesn't seek external validation or the approval of others to feel worthy or capable. She knows that true courage is found when we stand firm in who we are, regardless of what others may think. The woman who walks alone is not swayed by criticism, judgment, or the fear of being misunderstood. She is her own strongest ally, and her self-belief fuels her confidence. Every step she takes, despite her fears, reaffirms her ability to navigate the unknown, face the difficult, and continue moving forward with purpose and passion. She walks not because she is fearless, but because she knows that even in the face of fear, she has the power to keep going. In conclusion, the woman who walks alone is a testament to the immense strength and wisdom that lies within the human spirit. She embraces independence, not out of necessity, but because she knows her own worth and the power of self-reliance. She faces adversity not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to rise stronger each time she falls. In solitude, she finds the clarity and wisdom that allow her to navigate life's challenges with unwavering confidence, trusting in herself and her own voice. The fear she faces only fuels her courage, propelling her forward with a determination that cannot be easily broken. The woman who walks alone is not defined by her solitude, but by her ability to find strength within it, to discover her purpose and to shape her own destiny. She teaches us that true power does not come from the external world, but from within, from the courage to stand tall and walk boldly, even when the path is uncertain. The strength and wisdom of a woman who walks alone is a force that cannot be underestimated, and it is a reminder that the journey to greatness begins with the choice to walk confidently, proudly, and alone when necessary.